Hello, everybody, and welcome to my first run at the Arena Open. It's a premier draft, but if I get to 7 wins before 3 losses, I will qualify for day 2 and be able to compete for cash prizes. So it's an exciting draft. Before I dive in, remember to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more draft content, and cheer me on in the comment section down below. Or let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to explain them. Or answer your questions. I'll explain your questions to you so that you know better what you're trying to ask. Well, this is a great start. Uh-oh. Things are off to a stellar start here. It's going to be a tough choice between picking the blinking circle and the waiting for server text. Waiting for server can kind of go into any deck, whereas blinking circle is more of an aggro card. I guess cursor is the most powerful. It's very agile. It can fit into any deck. Just goes around the screen. Very challenging. As you can see, the blinking circle is a Boros card, red and white. Everything else is relatively monocolored, except for the mouse, which is a gold card. And, yeah, that bit's over. Huh. Well, this is unfortunate. I really hope it's not just me that's experiencing this. The problem is I don't know if it'll work if I leave. Yeah, I hope it's not auto-picking for me as well. Well, drama immediately at the early stages of the Arena Open. I mean, regardless, it's really messing me up, because knowing what's in your first pack, even if it auto-picks you the best card, is pretty important. Huh. Well, I'll try and fix this, folks. Has been resolved. The classic turn Arena off, turn it around, turn it back on trick. Oh no. Now I'm getting flashbacks. And we are in. We are good to go. And we have takeoff. Okay, so Dorothy, Eventual Victim, is pretty powerful in the right build. Good in blue-white decks, obviously. Not really playable outside of that. It's a contender, though. I mean, it does trade with something and then give you a pretty powerful threat if you can put it onto a flyer. There's also Skull Scab, which is a solid uncommon. And then in the commons, the best common by a decent margin is Lantern Bearer. And then after that, Falconwrath Celebrants, but it's a 5-drop, this is a 1-drop. So I think in the commons I would take the Lantern Bearer. And that means, and then in the uncommon, Skull Scab is the best one. These two aren't really worth talking about even, because they're just not very good. So I think I like Lantern Bearer more than Skull Scab, but Dorothea seems quite good if blue-white is open. And if I do take Lantern Bearer, I kind of want to end up in blue-white. So I'm going to just take the Dorothea, and we'll see where this takes us. And we get to follow it up with the Diver Scab. Nice. Yeah. One of the interesting signal strategies is if you pass a card like Dorothea, you know somebody's going to end up in exactly blue-white. So it kind of makes it like taking the Lantern Bearer is less flexible. Almost. I'm going to take the Diver Scab here, just a very good uncommon. And there are some blue cards that I like that could wheel. I like Siphon Essence, I like Syncopate. Drogskull Infantry would also be a fine follow-up to Dorothea. And then Vampire's Vengeance is pretty solid. But I think it's like my 5th pick out of this pack, because I would probably go Diver Scab, and then I would probably go Syncopate. Maybe I'd go Drogskull. No, I'd probably just go Syncopate, Siphon, then Drogskull. I just like the counter spells, but maybe Drogskull's better. Maybe I would go Drogskull, then Syncopate, and Siphon Essence. Regardless, Diver Scab is great. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, this is so tough. Alluring Suitor is just actually unbeatable. I think they mean it's my first um, Arena Open run. Alluring Suitor is just absolutely unbeatable. And Valorous Stance goes with my first 2 picks. I'm just going to take the Suitor, though. Getting 1 pick 3 is a bit of a signal. And I will miss a Valorous Stance, but if getting a Suitor pick 3 kind of wild. This is Syncopate. I'm a big fan. Blue Red's a pretty solid deck. There's also Siphon Essence. I think Syncopate's better than Siphon Essence. Soul Cipher board was also solid for me one time. The red cards are not particularly open here. I think Chill is worse than the counter spells. I never find room for this card. I like Siphon, but I think Syncopate's better because it can be a 2-drop. Wow. Pick 5 Fellstinger? That's a card. That is a card. There's also a Diagraph Scavenger and a Dying to Serve. So pretty good stuff in this pack. I'm going to take this over the Screaming Swarm. Pretty great card. Now there's a Siphon Essence. Blood Hypnotist is not really a card I like playing. Siphon Essence is good. Ragged Recluse is good in like red-black specifically. Not really good outside of that because you just don't have the density of blood tokens. I don't want to take the Siphon Essence. I think this card's maybe more powerful in some decks, but I like my blue cards. I like where I'm at with those. Scattered Thoughts is excellent pickup here. It works great with counter spells. I always want to have one of these in my blue decks when I'm playing this counter strategy. And I just have feelers into the other colors. I got 1 black card, 1 red card, and 1 white card, essentially. I don't really care about the Doomed Dissenter all that much. I can get them later, generally. Pick 8. What are we seeing? We're seeing some white cards. We're seeing an Alchemist's Retrieval, which is fine as a 1-of, I've found. And Mind Leech Ghoul. I generally haven't been super thrilled to play Alchemist's Retrieval. I don't like these other white cards. Mind Leech Ghoul can be okay. I'll just take the blue card. It's fine as a 1-of. Wedding Invitation's good in some decks. Piercing Light's good in some decks. Adamant Will's good in some decks. Adamant Will might be better than Piercing Light. I wasn't expecting Skull Scab to wheel. This card's good in red-black. It's like actually a pretty solid card there. Adamant Will or Piercing Light? I'm gonna take Piercing Light. There's the knife. There is the lantern. Don't love the phalanx. Serpentine Ambush is not great either. I don't think knife is really a card that I enjoy playing. I might just take the lantern. Classic Flame Breather can be really good in the right deck. Not really a huge fan of Skywarp Scab. Kind of Creature Light. This card can actually do work in the right deck. I'm kind of surprised to see it in the pack still. Yeah, I'm not going to play Blood Servitor, so I'd rather not send that red is open to the person next to me. So either blue-red or blue-white, probably. With a slight chance of black-blue. That's an interesting card to see. This card's good in a lot of decks. It's just a good card in general, but I kind of want to just take Wandering Mind. We did see a decent amount of black cards in pack 1, but we're not going to see any in pack 2. We got this card really late. It saw some Doomed Dissenters. So it's mainly between the Voldaren Bloodcaster and the Wandering Mind, because those cards are just far and away the best cards. How many non-creature spells do I have? A lot. This thing's going to hit like every time. I don't think I'm going to get past a lot of black cards either, because I didn't really take black cards. And I think red was maybe open. I don't know. We got a, like, late Kessig Flame Breather. We don't have any of the top red cards. We did get a Alluring Suitor. Tough spot, kind of. I probably shouldn't get rid of all my cards. I don't think I'm going to end up in black, though, because I'm now passing a black card. Mainly between blue-white and red-blue. I could main deck the Lantern if I don't have any graveyard stuff of my own. I don't really want to be fighting over blue-black with somebody, is the thing, and I know somebody else snapped up that Skull Scab. I'm just going to take a Braid here, I think. My deck needs that more than it needs a Lantern Bearer. And I do kind of want to just choose my 2-color combo so I can move on with my life in that regard. Like, there are some white cards here, and Dorothea is a good card, but I think blue-red is going to be a good spot. And having instant speed stuff to go with my counter spells and my scatter thoughts is nice. And Lantern Bearer doesn't really fit my strategy. I don't really have a lot of creatures to put it on. I don't really care about the disturb part. Like, if I don't use the graveyard, I can play this Lantern of the Lost. I could have even taken a second Lantern of the Lost, but I think I took something slightly better over it. Like, Piercing Light. Perfect. We are getting rewarded. This card's fantastic. Love a Rending Flame. A Braid's also great, don't get me wrong, but sometimes my blue-red decks struggle to kill, like, big threats, and now I won't have to worry about that. Just excellent card. I wish that there wasn't an Braid, because now I'm sending a kind of weird signal, but I'm getting a lot of good cards here for my deck, so I'm not really that worried about it. Pretty obvious to take Rending Flame over a Braid, though. Really a good pack for us. This Wandering Mind pick was super key. The card's going to be excellent in our deck. Diver Scab, maybe not as much. We don't really have stuff to exploit to it, but maybe you can sacrifice a Flame Breather or something. Reckless Impulse is normally a great card, but because I have counter spells and I'm planning on taking more, it really isn't where I want to be in terms of my card draw, I don't think. I also don't think I want Wanderlight Spirit, though. So the question is, what do I want here? I don't really want another Soul Cipher board. It's probably going to wheel anyway. I guess I take the Reckless Impulse, because maybe I won't hit a counterspell. Maybe I shift my deck away from counterspells. It's still probably going to draw me at least one card, so it's not the end of the world, but it's not a good combo with counterspells. I do like Siphon Essence, though. Just going to take the Siphon Essence. I would like another Scatter Thoughts at some point, or even Thirst for Meaning, or whatever the blue card draw uncommon is called. Yeah, I'm not taking Villager over Siphon Essence. I have played this style of deck many a time. It's going to play out great. Don't worry, chat. We don't need to worry about creatures. We do not need to worry. Bum, bum, bum. I really don't love a Wretched Throng. 2-mana 3/3, though. We'll trade with whatever I need to trade with. I'm not really a huge fan of the Reckless Impulse. Probably not even playing the one that I currently have. So I can't really attack in my deck, but that's okay. Getting a Geist Light Snare now. Plays well with this Spirit. It's also just like a fine counter. Well, this is where context matters, Mimi Q. It's not about, oh, the card has a great win rate on 17 lands, I have to play it in my deck. It's like, when you have a counterspell, if you flip over a counterspell with Reckless Impulse, you don't get to cast the card. So it does very little for you there. It's like, I'm not going to play that card in my deck when it has anti-synergy with my other cards. Frenzy Devils is not very good, but I'll take it here. It's kind of a spell's payoff in some ways. Also doesn't play particularly well with counterspells. It's an Evolving Wilds, just another Siphon Essence. I do love me Evolving Wilds. I also love me a Siphon Essence, though. So another Steelclad Spirit wouldn't be that bad here. Just going to take the only card that's in my color, so I try to make people not go into red. Repository Scab. Better than Frenzied Devils. Good with my removal suite. I get like a Biolume Egg or something. Soul Cipher board, eh? Probably not going to play the Soul Cipher board, at least not the second one. We opened up a blue rare, but it was the wrong one. This is a horrific pack. This is not good as a pack. This card is quite bad. I don't have creatures to exile. Creatures don't have activated abilities. I'm very tempted by just taking Fearful Villager. Somewhat tempted by Chill of the Grave. I want to take the Villager. No, Glorious Sunrise. This card's great. Green was not open pack 1, though, so I'm surprised to see that get passed. I'm just going to take the Evolving Wilds. Makes my mana better. I like having one of those in my deck. Not really anything else in consideration. Binding Geist would have been fine, maybe. I could have had 4 Wretched Throngs, but that's just how it goes. Seeing a Wretched Throng like pack 2, pick 7, and expecting to get 4 copies of it is not a reasonable expectation, in my opinion. Okay, getting another Scattered Thoughts is nice. Wow. Seeing some nice board sweeper action. I already have like 5 counter spells, so even though I would play the Syncopate, I'd rather have Scattered Thoughts. Thirst over Siphon. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Alluring Suitor's not very good in my deck. There we go. We have our win condition. Hello, Screaming Swarm. Not playing the Soul Cipher board. I only have 8 creatures. I already have 2 of them that I'm not planning on playing. This deck is awesome. I really like this deck. I don't know if I'll play the Chill of the Grave, but it's the most likely card out of these to make my deck. I'll take Blood Petal Celebrant. It's a 2-drop. I now have kind of 4 2-drops. We include the Syncopate. Lantern Bearer, eh? I'll take that over Siphon Essence number 4, I think. Gives my cards a little bit more action. Helps the Sky Slide Snare. I wish I could take the Siphon Essence there, though. Binding Geist is fine. Fear of Death is also fine. This is the deck right now. Looks very good to me. I didn't wheel the Syncopate that I wanted to. Ooh, another Siphon Essence. Nice, I got it anyway. Deck looks awesome. You need to make 1 cut. Or play 16 lands, but I'd rather just play 17. I have a lot of card draw and stuff. Really just want to hit my land drops. Maybe I just got Binding Geist. Because I have a lot of 3-drops. This thing's not going to flip very easily in my deck, but I think it's still better than some of my other options. I could cut Repository Scab. I do not have a lot of creatures. That could be better. Yeah, I think I like that better. Alchemist Retrieval is also very medium. This card's done work for me sometimes, but I don't have a lot of creatures. Yep. I think I just want to go 8-8 split. Plus the Evolving Wilds, because I do have few red 2-drops. And I'll have more blue by the late game, presumably. I think this is going to be a pretty good one. I like the deck. It's going to play out pretty well. And I'm excited to show it off. I think this is going to be my initial build. I'll see you folks in the matches. It is once again time to shout out the P to the A to the TREON, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, spicing up the credits section of this video. If you are enjoying my video, you want to find out more about supporting my content and helping our community continue to flourish, thrive, and grow, check out the description link to the Patreon page. It is a place where you can support my content directly, gain access to some cool rewards like my tier list for each set and other bonus content. And you can choose any amount you want. It really does have a lot of flexibility to it, and it can be canceled anytime if you decide you don't like my content anymore, or whatever circumstances come up in life. It really is a great system for helping to support the creators you enjoy. Hopefully I can count myself among one of those, but regardless, I hope you're enjoying this video so far, and without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round 1. We have a fantastic hand on the play here. I think I'm actually going to play the Fearful Villager over holding up Siphon Essence. I've actually kind of... It depends on what I draw. Oh no, it's lagging a little bit. So they might have the deal too. Good to know about. Just gonna play this guy. I'm not super worried about their 3-drops. Okay, nice. Free win. Not playing the Wandering Mind because I think they have to deal to. I'd rather just hold my counterspell. This game is feeling like it's very good shape for me. My curve is not particularly high, so I'm just going to keep the land in case I counter something with Siphon Essence. And now I can discard the Binding Geist with my next counterspell. Easy peasy. I mean, that one was just... I could probably have won that one with a pile of scraps. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps! That's one of the best lines in movie history, maybe. Just love that moment. Just pops into my head sometimes. Tony Stark built this in a cave! With a box of scraps! If this game's also laggy, I'll restart after this one. Okay, we're on the play again. Being on the play is pretty nice in this format, I must say. I don't have my counter spells yet, but I have some early removal spells, which will help. And they mulligan, nice. Tony Stark. It's just in my head now. I can't get it out. It's living there rent-free. The cave with a box of scraps. That's a good land to hit because of my scattered thoughts. I did that on my main phase so it wouldn't become night too quickly. Sure. They're mulching. Oh my gosh, they didn't draw a single card, but they hit 2 bramble worms? That's kind of insane. I have a Chilling Geist I could mill. Guess I can't really race them, but as long as I'm trading 5 damage for 2 damage, I'll keep doing it. They have 23, I have 19. I think I'll start milling them after this, maybe. Just so I don't worry about decking if I hit my card draw spells. That's fine. Force them to use a bramble worm if they want to survive. Yep. Force them to use the bramble worm again if they want to survive. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because they could hit another bramble worm. Gosh, that was easy. Things tend to work out when your deck is on the play and you're drawing the right spells. Couple of low challenge games so far. But this is why I love counterspells, not gonna lie. The counterspells in this set are just awesome. It's almost like playing like 4 copies of Exclude in my deck. Counter a spell, draw a card. Because, like, I don't need land 7. Land 7 is useless to me. You mean nothing to me! Oh, we're on the play again. Nice. I'm gonna keep it. If I hit my 3rd land, I'll be able to hit more. He can technically attack, so I'm gonna play him first. I have a bad feeling I'm gonna miss a land. I do not. Let's go. I've learned that using my counterspell first is generally a good spot to be. If they have +2/+2, I'm okay with that. Sure thing, buddy. I'm going to discard this Binding Geist with the blood token. Sure. Change of plans. I'm not going to do that. Sure. I will exploit the Binding Geist. Yep, I had a feeling they would play that. Sure. Got him right where I want him. Like, I am so far ahead, it's not even funny right now, it feels like. Like, they're going to start drawing lands. I have all the tools I need. Kind of want to Fear of Death the Lightning Wolf. Don't really need to, though. If they play a 6/6, I'll want to have saved my spell. I don't care. I don't care. My Diver Scab doing major work. Luckily, the only card they could have that kills it is an uncommon. Maybe a rare removal spell. So it's pretty safe. Though I still think I'm going to Fear of Death next turn just so I don't lose the game that I probably don't have any business losing. This thing blocks there. This thing can shrink the... Oh, you have a rare. Oh, I have a common. I'll give them 2 blood tokens. Thank you so much, Pictazzi, for the subscription. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna kill that guy now so they don't, like, blow me out with +2/+2. Thank you so much, Pictazzi, and thank you so much, Lonely Light. Thanks, Connor. I appreciate it. Okay. This game is looking good for the home team. Let's just say that. Take the Bezos money. The Bezos money is all mine. I'm hoarding it like Bezos himself. Though he's not really hoarding it, he's just spending it on rockets, which is super cool. If I had a lot of money, I'd enjoy building rockets, I think. Sure. Have your 1/1. Have your 1/4.
Heal for Oppo, went 4-3 with green-red myself.
This will not be training today. Thank you, Timber, for the subscription. I appreciate it. They're going to be discarding all their land, so if they do draw a 6-drop, I'll be able to counter it with my Ice Light Snare. So I buff that. Attack and make this a 2/5. I kill that. So that thing's going to be a 4/2. It'll attack and trigger the sharpshooter. I kill it. I don't want to go to 1, so it's going to do that. I'll take 3, though. I'm just going to hope they don't draw something this turn, I think. I'm shields down. But this way I don't lose to a combat trick. Though I guess I could have countered a combat trick. No! I may have botched this. Playing this may have been a mistake. The terrible... Oh, I couldn't have countered that anyway. That's a bummer that this is their rare. That card is really good against me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Never mind, I'm the greatest. I'm the best player in the history of the game. That's right, Howlpack Piper! I don't care about you! I do not want to go to 2, or give them a blood token. I'm at 2. What does that mean? Are there any burn spells that do exactly 2? Let's go! We are saved! I would have countered it anyway, but still. Not think about that gaining a power. I'll take the land just to make my counter spells better. I don't have the time to draw those. Might as well just block everything. They can block it. So they have 3 cards now, so I attack all. They get decked. I'm just going to wait one more turn, just in case they kill something in response. So they have 12 lands there, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4. I know the werewolf has menace, but they have 2 blockers, my man. They did have Sure Strike. I was trying to play around that. Ooh, that was a close one. Almost lost the game when they drew that insane rare that I would have been unable to counter. Gosh, I just happened to draw the key deal 5 at the right time. That was pretty lucky draw. Whew. I did go shields down on that one turn. I think it was pretty nice to get that 4/4 out there. But I could have waited until the turn after they cracked all their blood tokens. Oh. The Geist Light Snare does fall off in the late game, but that was because they didn't have as much blood token stuff. Okay. On the draw, there's a fine hand. Lantern Bearer can chip in for like 10 points of damage in some of these matchups. Sure. Just gonna hold up my spells. I found that trying to like get on the board too much with these sorts of decks is just not worth it. Be happy no matter what they do. If they have exactly Syncopate, it doesn't work out great for me. But otherwise, I'll get to Scatter Thoughts or counter their spell. That's why I love Scatter Thoughts in this deck. Also, as long as the board is empty, I'm just fine just sitting and waiting. Probably take a land if I see one here. Perfect. And they just didn't do anything? They don't have a Scattered Thoughts or anything? Interesting. Do I care about that? No, not really. I can just abrade it. Definitely taking this mountain. Just gonna take the cheap guy. I could have just taken 2 lands as well. I figure I'll draw lands naturally. Maybe I was supposed to take the 5-drop guy. I feel like they have a kill spell for this guy, maybe. Sure. Scry. Of course they hit a zombie. Why wouldn't they hit a zombie? It is now nighttime. My fearful villager flips. I can't believe they hit a card off that. That's pretty unfortunate. I want to keep hitting land drops. I can get back to Screaming Swarm when I want. Also, they're going to have to hold back and block at some point. I'll play Wandering my next turn. For now, I'll hold up both my counters. Actually, I can hopefully use this. Ugh. Could Lantern Bearer this guy up if I need to, or this guy. It's kind of a win-win for me. If they cast another spell, it does become daytime, but I'll get to use my Geistlight Snare. They know I have that now. Still think it's worth taking over, like Syncopate. I was hoping to get a removal spell. That would have been really the sweet spot. Make sure we don't jinx this one, but it's looking pretty good. No buff on the mind. It's gonna be daytime after this. They're trying to decide what to kill. Sure. I'm happy they have that because it means they don't have other stuff that's better. So this represents 1 damage. This represents 1 damage. So if I counter something and then cast that, then any 2 damage thing is lethal, which means this would be lethal. Can't say I care about that. I have a 3/3 that blocks all the zombies. Yeah, I know. I know, guys. Let's Steel Clad attack. So this just locks them out of playing creatures the rest of the game. Also, I can counter my own creatures. Got him. There were people that were doubting whether this deck had enough win cons. It's just winning easily, because you just counter everything they do that matters, and then they just have a bunch of junk in play. And you just win with whatever you need. Let's just keep it rolling. Rolling, rolling. Rolling. Okay, we're gonna mulligan this. This is much better. Get rid of the creature guy. Rather have some answers here. That thing might hit me for about 10 damage. Okay. This thing's gonna hit me a lot. So when I hit another blue source, I can Fear of Death the Lantern Bearer. That'll be good. Could just abrade that. Abrade will have a target later. Need another island, and then I'll be cruising. And they know I have something. I probably would have used Binding Geist. This will cost 1 mana when I want to use it. I'll take it, but I wish it was an island. They think they're so smart, running me out of counterspells. Unfortunately, they could have recursion, which would not be great. But I can still counter it again. Maybe I was supposed to save Syncope for that reason. Finally, an island. So now I have 8 lands. I can put this thing back into my hand at some point. Or I can just discard this island. Maybe I should have traded these off when I had the chance. Now that I have 9 lands available. Sure. I'll Fear of Death it. slightly worried about me decking here. They could easily have Bleed Dry, which makes me kind of want to wait till I have Alchemist Retrieval to protect this thing. I'm going to wait one more turn. Sure. I guess if they have Bleed Dry, they have Bleed Dry. I have to get this guy down. It's a bummer because they almost definitely have it. Oh, they don't have it. Nice. Maybe I should have been less afraid last time. Sure. It is Gerardo. I assume they're going to try to put it on the Spirit. I still have my Rending Flame in this deck somewhere. Also my Lantern Bearer. Not really a downside to this attack. Yeah, that was blocking lights. I could have countered that, and it makes my Blood Petal Celebrant attack better. They can't triple block it then. All I care about is having enough creatures to attack so I can mill them out. They have 13, I have 5. So I have 9, 10, 11. Do I have 6 lands in my graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 1 land left in my deck. Sure. I could kill the Doom Dissenter. Attack with everything. There's a Bleed Drawing. I could even kill my own guy just so I could put him in my deck so I could have extra cards. I'll keep that in mind as an option. Sure. I feel like I'm going to win this game, but I also feel like it's kind of close. If I drew Alchemist's thing, it would be a really nice draw. There we go. Now I feel like I'm basically going to win this game unless they have something insane. Like some insane combination of cards. We have 7 cards left. Syncope would do it as well. But that's just how it goes. So they have 6 cards. And I can attack with 4 creatures next turn. I don't really care about life totals. I just care about how many cards are in each person's deck. What are they doing? I don't know. They're thinking about something. How many will I attack with here? I'm going to play my land so I can hold the Branding Flame and Alchemist Retrieval, and then I'll attack with as many as I can. Try these 3. Because I couldn't get them to 0 cards. This is the next best thing. Maybe I should attack with this just so I win the deck race no matter what. Yeah, that would have been better, I think. Okay, they draw a card on their own. And even Rending Flame my own Swarm still. Interesting. To change anything? Yes, got there. I should have attacked with the Flame Breather, maybe. I don't know. That was probably fine. Whew, that was a nice win. The games with this deck are very interesting. It's kind of a hard deck to play in some ways. But I kind of liked holding back the Flame Breather, but then again, putting them down to one card deck would have been really good. If I had, yeah, I think that would have been better to attack with that, because then they can't cast their Chill of the Grave anyway. Okay, great hand. On the play. None of my counter magic yet, but Wandering Mind should find some. I don't have a counter spell yet, so I'm just going to play this first. Take the Abrade, because that can kill the Bloodcaster. And them knowing about it doesn't really affect the way that I'm gonna be able to play this. If they have a pump spell, I'm fine if they use it. Nice, now I can save my Abrade for something else. I'm so glad that they didn't go land Hookhand Mariner there. Because then I'd be in a little bit of an awkward spot. I'd have to Rending Flame it. Without, yeah. Counterspell would be a really nice to draw here. Yeah, bud. You might be afraid of a counterspell, but I'll just tell you now, you're not going to get around it. Yeah, I did Greed on that one. But I don't mind discarding the hand size here. I think getting 2 spells is really nice. I should have maybe taken a land, not taken the Syncopate. Or we should have got rid of Screaming Swarm. Taking the Syncopate wins me the game, obviously. Obviously, the perfect choice. That worked out. I kind of already have a Binding Geist that does the same thing that Fear of Death does. Man, taking that Syncopate saved me the game. If they'd resolved this thing, it would have been really tough. But I guess I could have stopped their creatures from coming down, but still getting that to counter that was really nice. I have so much removal in my hand, I can just blow out their combat tricks. I don't need to give them a chance to use them. Any value. I've resolved a couple card draw spells. I've got a fully stocked hand. I'm in great shape. I've already found my win con. Blood token makes this a weird game of chicken. Gonna try to save this for something bigger than 5 toughness. If I didn't have this blood token, I would have felt way better about this resolving. Because they can pitch a creature to save it. It's a little awkward. I don't know if I can do this, but basically, making them discard a creature is worth it for me, and I can finish it off with a braid. And I might even be able to respond to the blood token discard. Okay, so they do discard a creature. But honestly, this thing is scarier than anything they could have done, so. Like, I am so happy. It's basically like I got to counter the trade my Blood Petal Celebrant for a Flourishing Hunter, and I get to trade my Braid for a 4/4. I still think they might have a combat trick, though. We'll see what combat trick it is, though. Witch's Web. Sure. I'm feeling pretty good about this game, but Honestly, a little bit worried that they discarded a Flourishing Hunter. It might mean that was their only creature. Sure. Four, five, six, seven. I'd rather hold the Alchemist Retrieval to protect my Screeching Swarm. That's a good draw. Screaming Swarm, I mean. They played a land so that they could discard a land. Must have a lot of lands. Sure. Sure. Blood Fountain's a good card against my deck. Gosh, I mistapped. So wrecked. Dang it. You click on them. I have so few cards left in my deck that I'm trying to choose them. Gosh darn it, I could have had Retrieval and Snare up. Oh, that's a bummer. They can only cast one of those in a turn. They have 14 cards left in their deck. Sure. So I'm going to be able to kill them in 2 turns. Pretty cool. I had to mill them because I don't want to deck myself still, but kind of painful. I figure they might have some sort of removal spell because they are getting priority here. Four, 7, 8, 9, 10. Please tap out for the Flourishing Hunter. I think it still gets a counter because I messed it up. No, they didn't. Yeah. I can't block because then I won't have the mana to counter anything with my Geistlight Snare. Because I need to have a spirit and an enchantment. And currently I only have 1 spirit. So this is a clear no block. No block! I think they're going to cast the Flourishing Hunter. They would have to have 2 webs. Oh, no, you're right. They only need 1 web. They already used a web. I can't imagine they're playing, like, multiple webs. No! Come here. How do they know to play around Geist Light Snare? That's just a heads-up play. Oh, man. So I did lose to a removal spell. So I just need to not block this Pack Song Pup. Just need to block the Spore Crawler. Wow, that would have got me too. I think I was guaranteed the win if I didn't counter that. Because now they could technically find... Oh, no, they can't find a reach creature. If they have a 2-mana removal spell. But yeah, because then I could have chump blocked this. Ooh, baby Xaxes. Yeah, I should have not countered the wolf, because then I could have... No, because then they could have attacked with all 3. No, I would have lived at 1, yeah. The chump block. Whew. That was another sick game. What a game. Holy heck. We are 6-0. 6-0. What a performance. This deck is sick. I love playing it too. So much fun. Ugh. Final boss, Drajan. Well, this is an insane hand. What a great hand. Holy. This hand is so good. It's like unreal. Oh my gosh. Does our deck have any rares in it? I don't think it does. Them not having a 2-drop is pretty much GG. Wow. This game is over. Pack 1, Pick 1 was a rare. It was Dorothea. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Learn my lesson from last time. That was a good time to find a card that I could cast. I could have taken the Keswick Flame Breather as well, but I just wanted to hit my land drops. Sure. Oh, undoubtedly they're color screwed. I wanted to have my Syncopate up in case they have a protection spell for it. Sure. Good card. Okay, that card is not very good. Could be good in this matchup. I wish I had another actual counterspell. Okay. Oh, they have an exploit creature? That's really bad. Unfortunate. Good combo. I don't have it on. I have a blood token, so it gives me priority on stuff. They're slightly ahead this game. Let's make them use whatever spell they have. Oh, they don't have anything. That's weird. Oh, they just wanted to discard with blood tokens rather than cast this. Okay. Wow, they discarded a counter spell, sure. They didn't think the counter spell would be good, eh? Okay. Well, Deadly Dancer might win me this game. Well, they're digging, but I don't know what they're digging for. I almost took this trade. But now they have to chump with the Epicure. I might have another Siphon Essence, but if they counter binding, guys, I get to guys binding something. Ugh. I'm actually really worried about them finding their steel card again. Let's see if it resolves first. That card's actually really scary. Mm. Playing the island was maybe costly, but I was still going to double pump. Because I wanted to be able to play this thing in case they had a counterspell and then have enough blue mana, but I should have just played the island after. Okay, so I'm dead to another Ancestral Anger. A lot of spells to kill me here. Playing my land may have cost me the game a turn ago. Wow, that's a Pretty aggressive attack, shall we say. Wow. Yep, GG. Wow. Maybe oh no, I wasn't able to attack that turn. I should have just cast my spells and stuff. Oh man, maybe I could have got there if I'd cast my spells. I don't know. That was just unfortunate. If I had not attacked that turn, I could have just played this and dug a little bit further for more action. Maybe I win then. Gosh. They basically just found an interaction spell. Oh, that was unfortunate. So if I had just continued digging. I cast my 4-mana dig spell. Kept looking for stuff. Yeah, I should have not played that one land. It really cost me. Okay, there's a fine hand on the draw. I just need one land for it to really come together. He really is a pessimist. Got there. Oh man, I'm so dead. I need to find a mountain now. There we go. I can't beat all these flyers. It's a shame. Dang it. Oh, gosh. That was rough. Oh, gosh. Well, we still have one crack at the apple here. That's what playing well in the first 6 rounds gets you. At least I think we do. Yeah, we do. Gosh, that last game was so close. I mean, 2 games ago. We almost had them, but they just got that one last top deck they needed to get me. Okay, this is a good hand. Not my best hand I've ever had, but it's reasonable. Yes, we hit the land. Perfect. Okay. Sometimes they're going to have the thirst for discovery. Happens. Beatable. Da-da-da-da. But you don't really care for music. I already have 2 Siphon Essences, so I'll take the snare. This way I can counter whatever I need. If Siphon Essence won't do. This is a spirit, which is going to be helpful later. So now they know about a Siphon Essence. Not ideal. Just hoping to find an Abrade or something. Geistlight Snare might be able to shine here if they go for like some non-creature spell. Sure. Sure. I'm taking 2 a turn. I can afford it. I'll deal with whatever 4-drop they have. If it's exploit zombie, it's exploit zombie. Now they don't know I have Siphon Essence. Yep. They'll get their thirst, presumably. Man, not drawing lands is really screwing me here. That's all I need. Yes, they don't have Syncopate. Huge. We get to keep playing, I guess. I'm just gonna get this thing down. Hopefully that I can hold the shields up for a turn. And they don't just resolve some insane bomb. You already played Sorin. And a Headless Rider, so there's only so many rares you can get in a draft. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe it. I have a counterspell too. Oh my gosh. I just assumed they couldn't just... Oh my gosh. I have a bounce spell. Actually. 5, 6, 7. So if I draw a land, I can ditch it and then... Sure, you get a slug creature, whatever. But I had to discard my spell to make sure I hit a land. Actually, no, I didn't because I didn't need to be able to cast the Geistlight Snare. I thought I would have to do it to... Oh my gosh. So I just blew my Scattered Thoughts for no reason. That was a misplay. Okay. Bounce back. No, not a braid. I have Lantern Bearer in the lantern in the guy deck, so if I mill that, I can hit them with my diving scrap as well. Not having my Scattered Thoughts is pretty bad, not gonna lie. You've got to be kidding me. What? I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Need my Alchemist Retrieval now. I can't believe it. Wow. The only rare that can't be countered in the whole set, except for that stupid Piper. Wow. To start 6-0 and then lose a really close one, lose one to a nut draw, and then just have that happen is just beyond frustrating. I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. Wow. I mean, oh gosh. I was doing so well. And then that last game they had 4 bomb rares. And I guess Headless Hunter's not really a bomb rare. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was insane. When they had the Toxrill, I was like, oh no. And then I was ahead of the Toxrill. I was going to be able to beat the Toxrill. And then they just had Hullbreaker Horror. Wow. Jeez Louise. Gosh, I was really hoping to just qualify there. Really straightforward. But yeah, if you were watching this on YouTube and you made it all the way to the end, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more draft content, and comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. Also, you can check out the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag so close, because we were quite close to winning. But unfortunately, I don't know if our deck can beat Hullbreaker Horror, because we rely on counterspells so much. I guess we would have needed to save our Diver Scab for the Hullbreaker Horror. But yeah, such is life. We'll get through it, and it'll be fine, and everything's peachy. So, yeah, you can support my content on Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. You can find my articles, the Nicolai Bolas Discord link below. But that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.